All right, so we're going to get started here. We got Cody Stark here.
Yep.
Again, this is a year now.
It's our 1 year anniversary.
It is our anniversary.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary, Cody.
Anniversary. What'd you get me?
You probably have to talk a little bit closer because it's a lot louder now than last year. Seems like there's a lot more people than last year. So happy anniversary, Cody. It's our 1 year anniversary with Cody Stark at the West Intergalactic Expo.
What'd you get me?
We got you 30 minutes on this podcast.
What I've always wanted.
We didn't get you Jack, and anyway.
Jack would have been nice. Jack would have been nice.
Jack
considering how busy we are here.
Man,
I gotta say, I'm watching you guys. You were very busy.
Yeah, we were pretty
Very
busy.
busy.
It's been night and day since last year. I mean, again, telling the same story again. But Stephanie hired us after 6 podcasts, and we had no idea why.
and she never listened.
And then
Never listened to anything. I don't think she still has listened to anything.
And then a year later, we're hosting a panel, which is crazy.
I think, Cody, we took over for you. I think you were super busy last year. And this year we're just like, whatever Cody was doing, give that to us.
Yes.
And so he can shop.
I like this plan. I want to do this for the rest of my life. Cody's busy. Can the boys do it instead?
Yeah, get the True Crew guys. Those guys will do everything.
They'll do anything.
Those guys will do anything, and we literally have to pay them nothing.
It's almost like you work at the TV station. It's amazing.
I might have the same insurance.
It's funny because it's true.
So what's been new with you, Cody Stark, since the last expo?
I can tell you what's been new for me the last 24 hours. Sci-Fi showed 12 monkeys all at once.
Whoa, like super binge watch?
Yeah, so the season 3 just came out, and they decided to show it all in one weekend.
Whoa.
Yeah, this weekend. So that's all I've been doing.
I guess they're jealous of Netflix. And
I think it's fascinating. So I think they're going to show them, weekly after this. But just to throw them all out at once, I think is an interesting thing for a network to actually do.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is sci-fi, so...
What happened to those advertising dollars?
I don't think NBC would ever do that, or ABC or CBS.
Did they show it from midnight to 10 a.m. the next day?
No, they took a break.
Okay.
Thank God, because I watched the first 4 in a row, and I'm like, I need a break, and so they stopped. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting little thing they did.
I'm kind of speechless on the fact that, again, where we came from last year to where we're sitting right now. I mean, we've been on your show 3 times now.
Yeah. 3 times, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
more on the way.
Thinking about last year, how we were just sitting up here with I don't think anybody's going to show up to these interviews. I don't think anybody's going to show up. What the hell are we going to talk about if nobody shows up? We were nervous because we had a couple people bail, somebody got sick, and I was like, oh, we're so screwed.
We had somebody outright just get mad at us.
Really?
Just for sending him a couple of emails. I'm
Really?
not going to mention who it was, but
I don't even remember who it was, so it doesn't matter.
We sent an email going hey, what's your schedule so we can talk? And they're like, well, yeah, we'll get back to you. And then they never did. And then we sent them a message saying hey, we have we're buying T-shirts for everybody, our people that we're interviewing. What size do you need? And they're like, why don't you just go and order all the sizes and then we'll figure it out.
Oh my
and we're like,
God.
yeah, that's not how it works. We're not going to order 100 shirts and then figure it out. No, we're broke.
This isn't the Nerdist. We can't do that.
So
That's terrible.
then they go, just forget the shirts. Don't even worry about it, whatever. And we're like,
I'm kind of
okay.
vaguely remembering, but I still don't remember who it was.
I remember
it's not
that.
important.
Yeah, it's not
He's
important.
on his deathbed.
But I just thought that was really funny.
It.
I was just like, you're seriously pulling a diva thing on a small con. I'm just like, come on. You're not Madonna or something.
We had some good conversations last year. The highlight, of course, is the cream candy. But the ongoing discussion that we always have is the DC shows on WB.
Yes.
So
have you caught up? Are you
I have
all caught up?
I'm all caught up.
I'm almost caught up. I still have to watch Arrow and Supergirl. But let's talk about The Flash, because I think we're all caught up on The Flash.
Let's talk about The Flash.
Okay.
We haven't gotten to the season finale just yet.
No, not yet. That's after this podcast. But we'll talk about it up until now. So from the evolution of our podcast is also the evolution of the Flash. Because I remember last year when we were talking about the Flash.
Yeah, last year it was fun.
Last year, last year you guys liked it. Last year you actually cared about it. So we've kind of teetered off of liking the stuff. We still watch it because
We're just going through the motions right
Yeah.
now.
We're in. Like it's kind of like Lost. Get off the goddamn island already. You've sucked me in for 4 seasons. Now I got to see it through the end. You know, it's like getting that bad
It's like
meal.
Superman
I'm really
in
hungry.
Smallville. Yeah, we had to stick in there for 10 years
Oh
for
my
that
God.
thing.
Yeah, after
I
they
totally
left
did
Smallville.
the same thing.
After they
Smallville.
left Smallville, it was no longer Smallville. It's like they couldn't rename it like Metropolis. Because I think the last 2 seasons they never even went back to Smallville.
No, they
I think Lois was living in Smallville.
Yeah.
Clark was living in
And
Metropolis.
she was living above the coffee shop, I think.
right.
Oh,
What is it with coffee shops? Because Iris was working at a coffee
there are
shop
always
too.
coffee shops in these shows, but
It's the Friends thing.
Friends thing, yeah, Central
It's a
Perk
Friends thing. It's like, oh, remember that thing that you like on that other show? Well, we have it too.
Yeah, but we're
Oh my God,
superheroes.
you've just figured out television. That thing you like in another show, you'll like it more. Because they
Executives
have
like,
red costumes.
No, now everyone's gonna do it.
Okay, so last episode, it started off a little slow, and I thought, well, okay, kind of cute. But the second half was amazing.
I did enjoy the episode. My favorite thing that's happened since the first season or second season was that spoilers was that scene where Iris died.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite scene. Just the way that they filmed it
Yeah.
was gorgeous.
Now, and the interesting thing too was, and this is great to see the reaction from people because I live tweet it with friends and stuff.
Yeah, I was there with you.
And what was interesting is to see everybody freaked out because she died.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, we've seen her die at least 70 times this season. They keep showing that scene over and over again, and everybody was shocked that it actually happened. I was like,
Yeah.
that was a pretty good trick. Yeah, that was a pretty good trick.
You know what okay, so that was my actual favorite part. My favorite part sarcastically, which means I really didn't like it, was the part where he fucking went back and it doesn't matter. He went back in time again. In
Yeah,
the episode, he went back in time, and everybody's like, Barry, we talked about this. This wasn't spot. It's like, yeah, but I needed Captain Cold. It's like, okay, well then go back further and stop yourself from creating Flashpoint.
Ooh.
Because if you remember, while he's still alive, while Captain Cold's still alive, Flashpoint doesn't happen.
That's true.
So
So they've
writers can't
established that
say-
they could go back.
Yeah, the writers can't say that they can't go back in time because Flashpoint changed everything.
Mm-hmm.
They actually went back. He went back before Flashpoint to get Captain Cold.
True, because he went to 1863.
Yeah,
or
where
something
Legends
like that.
had
Yeah,
to
where
be in
Legends was-
Siberia.
That
Yeah.
would mean I've just solved your Savitar problem in 2 episodes.
But then what would we have done for the rest of the season?
They would have probably went back in time again.
Because that seems to be our go-to move.
It would have been back in time, and maybe evil Iris is a speedster at this point. It would have created evil Iris speedster or evil Joe speedster. Somebody who hasn't been a speedster villain yet is going to be the next villain.
Although I got to say, a little turned on by the thought of evil Iris. I'm just saying. I'm kind of liking that.
I love Caitlin Snow.
Oh yeah, I'm
Oh,
digging when she's
so-
evil. I'd love it.
So great.
I had such a child crush on her when she was on Sky High.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I had
that's
a child
right.
crush on her when she was on Sky High.
I wish I could say I had a child crush on her in Sky High, but I'm much older than you guys, so that
I'll
would be
lose my
sad.
job.
Yeah, exactly. Much older. Much older.
I know you're a little bit harsher on the Flash than me. Which is kinda
Yeah,
hard to
I'm
believe.
really upset with this season because. Okay, so Vic watches a lot of Agents of Shield, and I haven't watched it in a long time because I just didn't care. But he kept telling me, and we have the same tastes. He says you have to watch Agents this year because of the way they put it together. Mm-hmm. It's not just like the Flash. They'll have this overarching story, but then they'll do all these standalone shows, and you're like, well, wait a minute, what about Savitar? If you're
Right.
going to Grodd, Savitar could wreak havoc and kill everyone while you're hanging out in Gorilla City. What are you doing? Agents of Shield doesn't do that. They have a little arc, they solve it, but something else happens. They solve it, something else happens. So they have these arcs. So the Flash needs to really start doing stuff like that.
Do you watch Agents of
Oh,
Shield?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So are you caught up on Agents?
Oh, yeah.
I have had a hard time with Agents. This season, I have absolutely loved it.
Oh, it's been great,
because they like BJ said, they did it in chunks.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't watched. He's like a whole.
I'm a
season
whole
behind.
year behind, but
But because my problem with with Shield was the same problem that like I tell everybody that they need to go on Netflix, like because the networks are listening to us, like like because it's 10 episodes or 12 episodes or 13 to get your point across. Agents finally figured this out. Did you pick up on this? Where where it's like, okay, this first one is Agents of Shield, Ghost Rider. Then it was Agents of Shield, LMD.
LMD, yeah.
And then it was Agents of Shield, Hydra. And what you didn't see the whole time was you didn't see what the actual overarching story was because they don't tell you until like it's almost over.
And don't you feel like if more television shows would adopt this, they wouldn't have some of the problems that they have?
But here's the crazy thing too. BJ just told me that Agents of Shield won't come back till 2018 in January.
That's what I heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which I was like, remember when we were on TV for Logan? I was like, oh, they finally figured it out, but now it's over.
Yeah.
Like now you finally give me the Logan that I want, and you're not going to do any more.
By the way, now that we're on the podcast, can I say something
About
Yeah.
Logan? Yeah, definitely.
You two were correct.
Yeah.
No, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. You two were correct. You were right. Logan was great.
Yeah, Logan was
Because
amazing.
I invited you on my show because I was afraid. Because I've seen all the Wolverines.
Yeah.
And I was like, every time I'm sucked into it, and every time I go, I'm disappointed, and I wasn't going to go see it until you two told me it was okay, and you were right. It was great.
If we do, I mean, I know you love the Flash and the WB shows, or the DC WB shows. CW shows, we are way harsher than you are.
Oh, yeah.
But if we tell you something's good, you can pretty much guarantee it's going to be better than most things that you're watching.
Yeah, I trust you guys.
Yeah. How'd you like Guardians? Did you finally see Guardians?
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Were we right about that?
You were right.
But what we didn't say on the show was that one of the things that we really loved it. It was fun, but we didn't. It wasn't as good as the first.
Really? You don't like it as much as first?
It was much more. It was way funnier the second time around. But I didn't think the multiple plots going on to explain the family dynamic was necessary. But the ego, once again, Marvel kind of falls a little short with the villain thing. They still haven't figured out this villain that, like, I'm hoping Thanos is it, but they still haven't figured out the villains that equals the main characters.
Yeah.
Like Nolan got it with the Dark Knight and the Joker. Like he got, like, they were together, you know, equal in that. But I still haven't found the villain in maybe Civil War, but that was only between each other. So
Yeah.
and that was our thing, was that ego wasn't as menacing. And then when it finally happened, it was again, instead of end of the world this time, it's end of the
galaxy
type thing. And
At least it wasn't flying garbage in the air, so that was good.
But the blob thing really bothered us too, because I hate blob type things in comic book movies. Like, it started with like X-Men, the first X-Men.
Yeah.
Remember, it wasn't really a blob, but it looked like a blob.
Yeah,
a shiny
yeah.
blob.
That electricity, like that change that was supposed to change.
Green Lantern had that.
Green Lantern has it.
Phalanx or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible.
So it was the same thing for there.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie was bad too, but it really took me out of it because I was like, okay, you planted this thing on all these different planets, and it turns into a blob.
Like, this is it.
Like,
Yeah.
I was
What is
expecting
this?
like poison ivy type stuff to happen, like all these trees,
that'd be
because
cool.
you planted a tree.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know trees on Ego turned into blobs.
Everybody knows
And the
that.
special effect was terrible. I mean, it was really bad. I'm like, you spent this much money on the rest of it, and this you just kind of like just phoned it in.
Yeah, the blob
Kind
thing
of
didn't
special
really
effect.
work. And then I'm thinking like at that point I'm thinking Ghostbusters 2. I'm thinking,
yeah.
So you're just gonna leave that blob shit everywhere? Like, it's just gonna stain every single planet. Every single planet's gonna be there. And we're not gonna address. Yes, you saved the galaxy, but now there's like the size of like maybe Connecticut size blobs on every single planet in the galaxy.
Maybe it tastes like cotton candy, and people are very happy.
Well, it's a piece of ego.
Ew.
I don't know.
It's
Kurt
a
Russell.
blob
I hear he
slash-
tastes like cotton candy. I'm just saying.
Maybe it's cream candy.
Maybe it is, and it's good.
Oh, that's yeah.
That's
We're not
that's
going
a
there.
little pullback.
It's been hard for us not to curse in that panel, and say that.
Oh
things
my
we
God.
say.
Saving it up.
Yeah, we're saving it for you.
I do the same thing. Well, you know, I used to work at Disney. I was a Jungle Cruise skipper. I don't know if I've told you the story before, but you go down into the tunnels at Disney World, and, you know, it's down below and everything. You open up the door, and it sounds like there are hundreds of people with Tourette's because you have to be happy upstairs, right? And so to get from your attraction, like I was a Jungle Cruise skipper, so you have to go across this way, then go down the secret door to get down there.
Yeah.
But to go on your 15-minute break, you have to cross a whole ton of people who are happy on vacation that want to ask you questions and where's the bathrooms and can you take a picture? And you're like, yeah, that's great. So now you've got maybe 5 minutes to run downstairs to go to the
Oh,
bathroom.
boy.
So you open up the door and everybody's doing the same thing. Hey, Mickey, how you doing? It is so funny. And let me tell you, I have seen the worst of humanity, and that is Disney employees at midnight. So the park closes, and the parking lot at Disney World is like 2 miles away.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to take this bus. And so everybody tries to get on the bus at the same time. And I'm telling you, the worst of humanity happens as people are like grabbing
It's
each
like
other
the,
trying
it's
to
like
get
the
up.
Titanic trying to get in the lifeboats.
Exactly,
They're like,
exactly. Everybody's like fucking grabbing old people and throwing them off the, other employees off the bus and everything. It's insane. Absolutely.
Would you say you haven't lived until you've seen Mickey Mouse say motherfucker?
I would say that, yes. Or because you don't know who's in the costume, right? And you're working with these people. I hope children shouldn't be listening to this anyway.
no.
But
No,
I mean,
shouldn't.
like, so I had this weird experience that Chip and Dale, I knew one of them. I didn't realize I knew one of them. So for like a month, I kept seeing this Chip character would come up and just molest me. All right, come up, and and it's hugging me and stuff, and it was just like, what? Who?
Are you-
And
please
finally, like
be
a month later,
female.
I found
Please
out it
be
was one of my
female.
friends, and I was like, oh, okay, but I didn't know. I had no
please
idea
be
it was in it.
female. Please be hot.
I've read some of the stories online for the Disney princesses
Uh-huh.
that say the kids are okay, the moms are okay. It's the dads that are really bad.
I imagine
apparently,
so, yeah.
That say like really like vulgar things like to the princesses like in private or something like that. I'm just like imagining how that works when you're with your family and you're like, meet me behind Magic Kingdom at 2:30.
You think that's magic? The kingdom's not the only thing magic there. Blue fairy. One of my roommates was in love with the blue fairy. So when you work an attraction, you always have to work 2 attractions, and then sometimes you have to work crowd control for
Yeah.
like the light parade and stuff. And one of my roommates, I swear to you, just had the biggest crush on this girl that played the blue fairy. And he would embarrass the crud out of himself every night trying to get her to notice him. So we would get like
What was
the
he
crowd.
dressed as?
He was.
Because if it's Goofy, that's probably why.
No,
Yeah.
he sold the glow jewelry
Oh, okay.
and stuff. So you really just had like a normal,
Yeah,
horrible
concession normal
polyester
job.
costume on. And so we would get people on both sides of the crowd, to go, "We love you, Blue Fairy," to embarrass them and stuff. And it was just like, people are like, "Sure, I don't know why I'm saying these things, but I'll do them, whatever." Jungle Cruise boy.
So was it the Blue Fairy costume that got to him, or
Well,
did they ever like talk to her outside of the costume?
I think it was a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's
Because
all
she was-
fantasy.
yeah.
Yeah,
being the nerds that we are,
Mm-hmm.
it would probably be hard for me too. Like seeing like maybe like Jasmine. I gotta feel like whoever's like if I would like because Jasmine's got it like exotic looking, right up my alley.
There
like,
you go.
or Merida because I.
Merida,
the
yeah, the
red
red
hair?
hair.
Right there.
Yeah,
I'd be like, so I'd be like, do I really like this person, or is it because she's dressed as Merida? It's
Yeah.
kind of like once you're out of the costume, like you can't
So
read,
you-
can you? You only got this gig because you have red hair.
You can't read.
We have nothing in common. I mean, you don't even have an accent. Like that's so fake.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Come on. That'd be so sad too. You're like
Yeah.
going out with her, like,
Like,
can you speak in the accent?
I remember.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a quote, and I'm going to paraphrase it because I'm going to butcher it. It was like a quote of like Marilyn Monroe said, like people would fantasize about going to bed. Oh, it was some famous actress back in the day, Marilyn Monroe's time frame, and she said, and the woman said, the actress said they would pretend they thought they were going to bed with such and such, like with their famous character, but instead they got me, and I thought that was like so sad.
That is.
That is like so sad that they, because she didn't live up to the fantasy that the person that she was with.
And we wonder why she had depression issues.
Well, I don't know if it was Marilyn Monroe, but it was
Oh.
somebody around that time
Oh,
frame.
okay, I
In that
see.
time frame,
Yeah,
but
it's
it was
somebody.
like,
It might have been. Yeah, I don't know. I don't
but
know.
I thought
I've heard that
was,
quote
like, a
before.
Very, like, that tells you a lot about that actress or what it's like to be
Yeah.
famous. Like, you know,
I
like,
can't imagine. You have people ogling over you like all the
I mean,
time.
from the male
That'd be-
perspective, it would probably be like what, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh yeah, that dude dates models, man. Like
He just like broke up with like a 20-year-old model, like a 27-year-old model, or
Idiot.
something like that.
Like Willard Scott.
yeah.
That's hot. Okay, this is a funny story. Okay. So we have this viewer. She was a viewer for years, never met her and stuff. Ends up we're friends now.
Okay.
But so she and her husband had the list of people they could fool around with. You know, everybody's
Oh,
got
the
that,
10 list from
yeah,
Friends? Yeah.
I was on her list.
Oh, really?
I'm on her list. So Melissa, my old co-host, goes to her house for a live shot and totally outs her. On the air. It was
Oh,
so
my
funny, so funny. But now we're friends and stuff. We joke about it. We think it's the funniest thing ever. But
Your
yeah,
wife's
I was
like,
on
"Don't."
somebody's list.
Don't go over there because
Just get the chew,
Because she
guys. You're
could-
not
she
allowed
could
to
get
do those
you.
segments anymore.
she could get. You're not
she has
really.
a hall pass for
yeah,
It's her hall pass. Yeah, I was her hall pass.
it's not like
And-
Brad Pitt where he's got security guards and all
So
these
like
things.
Scarlett Johansson's on mine, and we have a podcast coming out with the stunt double for Scarlett Johansson. I'm like, I'm right there. I'm like right on the outskirts. I'm like delivering pizza, but I can't get through the gate. I'm like one over.
Yeah, they say you have a pass because they think in a million years it wouldn't
It'll
happen.
never
But
happen.
but then if it actually came to it,
I don't.
they'd be
think I
like,
would.
don't.
Even if even
Like,
if we
no.
ever got Scarlett Johansson on this podcast, it would never happen.
No.
And if it did, my luck, I'd die of a heart attack right before it happened. I'd like have a stroke.
You go to
because I
deliver the
didn't
pizza and it falls out of the box onto
live
the
this.
ground.
Yeah, yeah. Upside down, and the cheese is stuck at the top of the pizza.
I like you,
Like,
you
shit.
stretch the metaphor through.
It comes around full circle.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, about the Flash.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. I tell naughty stories about Disney. Yes, The Flash.
So I'm all caught up. So when he was revealed that Savitar was a remnant, it was a remnant berry.
Yeah, remnant
Were you
berry.
guys? I mean, were you pretty surprised? Or were you like, I kind of figured that's what it was going to be? Because I had guessed
talked
it.
about that.
We
We
had
talked
talked
about
about it
it.
way before.
Did you?
Oh, we kind of
Because
guessed
remember
it.
on the live tweet, I was like, wait, until they explain who this is, there's a major problem with this being Barry from a different
Yes.
different Barry. Because if it's a remnant, he could still go back and fix it.
True.
Yep.
He could still go back and fix it. And they actually proved me right in the last episode by going back and getting Captain Cold.
True.
Because if
This
you
is
were going to
why-
stick to never going back in time anymore, then stick to it. Not one episode later.
This is why I like 12 Monkeys so much. Because 12 Monkeys, I feel like they got the best handle on time travel.
Okay.
They do. They get the best handle on time travel. But I thought it was going to be Iris's boyfriend from season 1.
Oh, Thawne?
Yeah,
The,
Eddie.
Oh, the Eddie, yeah.
the boyfriend,
yeah, because he gets
Thawne's like
sucked in.
descendant or
But
something.
that wouldn't explain why Caitlyn was so adept at helping him.
Well, I thought that's why she recognized him and she'd be okay. Or Robbie, kind of thought it would be Robbie, who was Firestorm, and he's not in the show anymore. Robbie
Right.
Amell.
I didn't
And
think
then-
that either because they never.
It would be way out of left field.
Yeah.
Like
but,
it'd be
but the,
way
but
out of
the
left field.
reaction and the aftermath of the reaction never said like she got the love of her life back.
True.
Yeah.
Although she just kind of went, "Oh yeah, okay, go, let's kill somebody," and I was like, "Oh, so it must be Robbie," but it wasn't.
So what remnant of Barry is there? It's not the one that
It was the
Zoom.
one where they were trying to defeat Zoom, and it was one of those.
Okay.
But again, the problem they fixed the one issue, which was the forward issue, was like, well, that guy knows everything, so he can never tell the real Barry. They can never tell real Barry the plan, right?
But that keeps happening.
Right. Well, because like they
It
do
keeps
stupid
happening
things.
over and over again, so it keeps
then
getting thwarted.
The other part of that was that the other part of the flip side of was like, okay, well then why don't you just go back and stop Flashpoint? Now that you know who it is, now that you know it's yourself, do the Bill and Ted thing and just stop yourself from doing that thing.
Yeah, and just say it.
Yeah, just be like.
So off camera, I'm gonna run back.
I'm like,
like 20 years from now. And
don't be a selfish dick and try to save your mom for the 5th time. Like,
So
at this, because like Thrawn's only killed her once.
Right.
Barry's killed her 4 times.
yeah, exactly. He's serial.
Yeah.
he's totally serial.
He's an attorney Dexter. So.
Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson was in town.
Oh, okay.
And he gave like a lecture and stuff, and I went to it, and it was all about an astrophysicist goes to the movie, and he showed Bill and Ted clips.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it was so
That's
funny.
awesome.
Because he said, this is the greatest scene about time travel of all time, and it was the scene where they're like, okay, now later, let's remember to go put the keys in this bush. And they're like, okay, and then they go to the bush, and the keys are there. Yeah,
Yeah,
I remembered, you
So
know?
did he say that was? Did he say that worked?
Yeah, he thought it was hilarious.
But he would have gone back a couple times to make sure it worked. You know what I mean?
But when so we were talking about this too. Damn, I need to talk to him because at one point in time, wouldn't they
police
have
station.
had to have gotten caught
Yes.
to be able to say, okay, why don't we remember to do it? Because remember, it always loops, right? So
Right.
You can always. But at some point in time, they had to have.
So they got
said-
caught. They get back in the time machine, go back and do it again the right way, and then go back
like, so
again and
there's the-
tell each other how to do
So
it.
there's the original time frame, and then it just keeps looping over.
Yeah, yeah.
It's almost like the quantum leap. Remember the quantum leap where he tries to explain time travel, and it's a little bit different because in quantum leap, now we're really nerding out. In quantum leap, you can only travel within your time frame of your life.
Right, right.
But instead of a linear line, he would take the string and show time travel and put the string like in a ball, and that's how you quantum leap.
Right.
Ah, right.
That's full nerd right there.
That is.
That's full nerd right
Full
there.
And that's not the
nerd.
Flash.
That's not the Flash. The Flash would bundle it up like this, like switch it between his hands.
I think they're doing fundraising.
Yeah, I know.
We have to wait for them to be finished with that, then we can. We'll have to edit
Well,
that out.
well, I'm not gonna edit it out.
No.
Just leave it, because it gives it authenticity.
This is live, baby.
It gives it authenticity.
Live.
Things that happen.
I don't have to add. This is production value.
Yeah.
I don't have to add this in,
That's right.
so people know we're actually at the expo. We're not doing it in like
Our basement or the garage.
in the media room, in the quiet media closet.
Right. All right, I think she's done some raffle.
Cody,
business.
this is going to be our shortest podcast ever with you.
Fine.
Yes.
Fine.
Thanks to Star Wars again.
Yeah, Star Wars rules.
When can I see you guys again?
We will see
2
you
weeks.
in 2 weeks reviewing Wonder Woman. Fingers crossed if it's good or not.
Fingers crossed.
So what's really cool about this, and this is like, I don't know if we mentioned this to our listeners, but we're doing a full-on, all-female-centric episodes, 3-parter, with 3 women from different parts of the industry. One of them was a stunt woman.
Yep.
Then we have a writer, and then also another writer, but also does panels and things like
the other
that.
writer's more of a news
Journalist.
Yeah.
Yeah, news.
And then
So
women's
that's
stuff, right?
coming out the Monday before we
The week
review
of Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all you listeners out there have that to look forward to, and then Wonder Woman, because it's
And
all
then
about
check us
female
out
empowerment.
on Cody's show.
Check us out on Cody's show, which
Anything
is
you
what,
wanna plug?
Cody? Yeah.
Good Day Sacramento. I wish they called it the Cody Show. I think that would be. It's much.
If it was called the Cody Show,
It's catchy.
I think we might be employed.
It sounds like
You know
something
what it
on
And it would
Nickelodeon.
not be on CW. It would probably be like on Showtime or something.
Oh, how much fun would that
Welcome to the Cody Show,
be?
you
I keep
mother.
telling my producers, I'm like, how much fun would news be to watch if people cursed?
It'd be like watching what's
Hey,
that guy's name on HBO?
They already have
The news guy,
online.
the British guy on HBO.
Oh yeah, like John Oliver. Yeah.
yeah, John Oliver. Right?
They have that naked news channel.
Yeah.
I don't
So
think
why
we-
wouldn't they
we
do
don't
like
wanna see that.
cursing?
I don't wanna do
Why
that.
wouldn't
Yeah.
they do a cursing one? We could do that.
You
Totally.
do a cursing one, like, hey, weather guy, it's damn hot outside.
That's fucking hot, like balls hot.
I'm
out.
sweating balls.
Like balls hot. Like if I was sitting on a radiator, balls hot.
Look at this freaking moron that ran his car into
This guy is
somebody.
in full-on jeans and a jean jacket. It's not Canada.
Well, thank you,
Cody.
boys. Happy
Thanks,
1 year
Cody.
anniversary to us
One-
all.
Yes,
Yeah, 1 year anniversary.
Love
Until
you
next
guys.
time, we'll see you in a little while.
I honestly, I trust your opinions. I love listening to your podcast. I think it's fabulous, and you guys have done a great job. I can't believe it's been a year.
I know, it's
believe either.
crazy.
We're hoping we have good news about Wonder Woman. We hope.
We hope.
Yeah.
See what
Fingers
happens.
crossed. Thanks again, Cody.
All right, thanks,
welcome.
Cody. Take care.
Bye bye.